Here we go again. So I was just finishing this up the other day. Put all the boots on, did all the bushings, you've seen all that, and getting ready to take it back, give it back to my nephew. And I took it for a romp around the lawn, and on the second lap, there was a knock in the motor. So I don't know what it is yet, but something has come loose and giving a little bit of a knock, a little bit of a rub. So I shut it down, and I've now put it up on this platform to make it easier to work on. And as you've seen, I screwed this one down because I keep dumping things off of makeshift platforms. So the motor's got to come out again. And I think you've seen me now take this motor off the chassis. I think this is the third time, maybe the fourth time since rebuilding it. The goal is to see how little I can do to take this motor out. Looking at this, I've got to take the footwell off, and we'll do the same thing. We're going to come from the side that doesn't have the exhaust. So we're going to try and pull back out on this side. My hope is that I can take out the footwell, maybe just loosen the body so that I don't have to take the handlebars off to feed the whole body off. So that should hopefully be, because these tabs are actually broken under here. Take off the gas tank lid, 2 screws down here. This will lift off, and my hope is then I can just slip this whole thing out, bring it to the bench inside, get it set up, and slide the head off and start to see what that knock looks like. And hopefully after that, this thing is done and it'll hold and it can go back and we can romp on it for a while. I just can't believe that after all that work rebuilding, somewhere I missed, but we're gonna pull it and we're gonna see. So where do we start? Where do we start? Take the timing chain cover off here. And let's see. All the nuts and bolts are on secure there. I think what we're going to do is loosen the head bolts and look to slide the head up. Stator bolt is loose. Could a wobbling stator be my issue? Could that have been it? I didn't loosen that bolt. Wow, maybe that's it. Can't believe the stator here came loose. All right, it is now back together. It's all put back together, minus one bolt that I moved from the stator cover to cover the grounding wire screw. Rear end's locked up. I haven't put the footwell back on yet, but we're going to hit the starter button and we're going to see if we got rid of the clunk, which I believe that clunk ultimately was the stator nut that holds the stator on was loose down here. If that's the case, I could have fixed all of this just by opening that cover and seeing that loose bolt rather than pulling the whole motor. Sometimes I guess that's how it goes, but let's hit the button and see if we got it. All right, there we go, no more knocks. It literally was a loose bolt holding the stator on. Could have done that in 30 seconds. That just took me an hour. So now I'm going to double check my exhaust flange, nuts, bolts, all that. Make sure everything's tight. I'll put the boot back on, ride it around, but there's no more knocking sound. That was exactly what it was. So, yes, here we go. Finally, it's heading home. Didn't even make it as far as the last time, but yep. Same thing again. The nut on the stator came loose. At least this time I didn't take the whole motor off to take a look. So we're gonna get that cranked down. That might call for a little bit of Loctite on there because I made it to there and then it happened again. So we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. All right, so next day after work, I'm going to open the stator cover back up again. And this time, instead of just trying to muscle the stator nut there, I'm going to hit it with an impact or maybe even an air tool to get it tight. And maybe that's just a simple lesson learned about how tight that thing needs to be. So hopefully it's just an anecdote at the end of this project and no big deal to button up. It's not as warm today as yesterday. Yesterday the heat index was I think 104. Today it's the mid 90s, but I have swapped to iced coffee versus hot coffee for a little while. I am going to try and do this the easy way first. Before I take off the stator cover, I'm going to try and reach in here with an impact socket and hit it. Before I go too far though, I want to make it sure it starts. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm seeing marks, but I'm not seeing the T or anything like that. I have a feeling that the stator has come off the shaft a little bit here. Yep, because I should be able to see the T and timing marks right there. So I can't tighten down the nut until I take this cover off and make sure the stator is set down where it needs to be. So we'll make sure that that is where it needs to be, and we'll double check our timing. Might be a little hard to see here, but when I got it back together yesterday and I did that short ride, here's my top dead center timing on the T here. And my timing jumped in a big way. This dimple should be pointing at top dead center, so way off. So I'm going to pull the stator and make sure it's aligned up onto the keyway behind here. Well, Did do a little something bad here. I managed to shear the key. Holy crap. Yeah, whoops. Stator will just spin with half a key. Alright, I got a bucket of parts up top. I'm gonna see if I have another key in my stash up there. Chipper dipper, clean. Oh man. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull this out. Looking for a stator key. No spare. All right. All right, so I don't have a spare key for the keyway. Stator is intact, but I need a key. I'm gonna have to either get one or figure something out. So I just realized I left my shed open last night and it poured rain, so no big deal, I don't believe, unless there's mice now living in there. But we did finish this up. We did get the Woodruff key we needed. We got the stator back on, and using an impact driver really was what was needed. I could not get the nut under here tight enough just with a socket set. So finally hit it, got it tightened down after replacing that key, all good to go. So we're gonna load it up. We've got to load up the trash for the dump, and then we're gonna take it down to my brother-in-law down in Bradford, see some family for a little bit this afternoon, and return this, and we'll see how it holds up, but I think it'll be all right. Left the shed hole open, helmet's all wet. We were down visiting my dad today on the way to see my nephews, and my brother, not my brother-in-law, but my brother, his son and daughter, Caleb and Cassidy, saw the little quads in the back of the truck and really wanted to give them a try. So while my brother mows the lawn, they are riding the baby quad and the one we just rebuilt. This is the house I grew up in New Hampshire. It's good to see people riding around having fun. He aimed for that puddle. Gotta get some goggles. Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.